You know, hey,
How you doing, Brian? How are you, sir?
I'm good, very good. Our interview with you did very well. I'm happy about that. So hopefully it brought some new fans to you too. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
cool, cool. Well, we're here for Marcus Mason's new album on Eonian Records and Seconds to Impact. We'll go through it a little bit and learn a little bit about each song and talk to both of you and enjoy the day. You know, so let's see. This album still hasn't reached the public yet, right? September 1st.
Correct. September 1st will be released. Yeah. We're just doing the first two singles. So we just did All I Ever Wanted, and
Uh-huh.
then we had Hard to Tame. And then we got a third one coming out. That'll be just before the release, which I'm really excited about. And then it'll be out September 1st.
Cool, cool, cool. Now, a lot of bands are doing just singles now. Is there a reason for that?
I think with doing the singles, sometimes like, are you referring to like doing singles and just releasing as a one-off thing and that's it and no full
Like
release?
doing a single for each song, but like every couple months, and then when it's finally done, then they put the album out.
I think
Uh,
I think it's just the build up for it, right? You want to create the interest, right? So you put a couple of the best songs out. You want to get the fans' interest. You want to start developing its popularity, people sharing it and whatnot. But also in relation to that is the music video, right? The music
right,
video now in this day and age is so important in engaging your audience.
Mm,
Some artists just put the album cover in the music and go, "Oh, here's my new song." It doesn't have that same engagement. When you do a music video, it's something more connected, something
right,
more interesting, and it has a deeper kind of meaning behind it. So I think it's the promotion to build up for it,
right,
absolutely, and also just the kind of I think a real professional polished product will have real great music videos, and they're always hand in hand with each other.
right,
When you think of some of the greatest albums, they always have some of the greatest music videos attached to it, hands down.
right.
So I think it's hand in hand. So.
Cool, cool. Hey, Jimmy, how did you meet Marcus?
Oh, Marcus came out of the woodwork, man. He appeared one day in my inbox, uh, telling me that he would like to write a book about my band, Hit the Ground Running.
Uh-huh,
And of course, I didn't believe him at
uh-huh,
first, but I did return his call, and I found him to be very interesting, man. I'll tell you what. Right off the bat, I knew he was a good guy, and so we hit it off very, very well. He went on to write that book. We worked hand in hand with that. We did several interviews for that, and then we started to develop a friendship. Because I noticed about Marcus right away is that he prioritizes music in his life, and people like that really stand out to me. And we hit. That's probably a big reason why we hit it off initially. But
right.
yeah, he came to me, wanted to write the book, and then our musical relationship blossomed from there.
Cool, cool. Did the book ever come out?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
yeah, we
did.
did it. You actually have a copy of it right here.
Oh,
The greatest rock and roll band you never heard of.
wow.
It's a great story. Details a lot of Jimmy's rock and roll life of Hit the Ground Running.
Right.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Uh,
I did national coast to coast in a television show in Canada called Breakfast Television. As
right.
soon as that aired, I did that. I sold out all the copies on Amazon. It was amazing. It was really, really awesome. And yeah, it was really cool. Jimmy's rock and roll story is a relatable rock and roll story that a lot of musicians want to achieve. Doesn't
Right.
have to be multi-platinum albums, doesn't have to be touring the world. It's that journey in becoming a rock and roll success that a lot of bands try to achieve, and many don't get to certain levels to get to the next place. But Jimmy's rock and roll story is an incredible story, and it just shows determination and trying to work their butts off in that New Jersey, Philadelphia rock scene back in the day, and playing some of the greatest artists of that era. So it's a really cool rock and roll story. I had a lot of fun doing it. So.
Well, can you still get the album? I mean, the book?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Okay.
The greatest rock roll band you never heard of. It's on
Uh,
Amazon. Look it up. I think it's on special, I think now for under $20. So if you want to get it, it's a nice soft cover book
all right.
and it goes through, the whole rock and roll journey. And there's
Wow.
Jimmy back in the day in the press kit.
Oh, cool. Jimmy,
Yeah.
you didn't tell me about that during the first interview we did.
I swear I did, Brian. I can't
Maybe
believe
you
I left
did.
that out. Oh, that was a pretty big thing. It is a big thing. It's still a
Yeah.
big thing.
You know, Brian, one of the cool stories about the book, do you know Jimmy's band was decided on a flip of a coin
Uh,
between them and Warrant?
wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And they didn't find out till later because the management company I went to see them thought they were amazing. They couldn't make up their mind. Just to be at that point, like to make that hard decision. But it
Right.
also tells you how random the industry is. You know, defining success, it
Right.
is really challenging. And they just said, well, we're just going to flip a coin on it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah, that was nuts.
and listen, Warrant deserves all that success. Absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, how close Jimmy's band was, you know.
Wow.
Interesting enough, Jimmy's band recorded a song for Rocky Five. They were supposed to be in that movie, which was really cool. And yeah, so they could have been the next Survivor in that kind of success too. How Survivor had the success of Rocky 3 and 4, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I know. I've been asked multiple times to do a book on my photography and my days with Kiss and so on, but it takes up so much time.
Yeah.
You think it could be done in 6 months? Usually 2, 3 years, maybe. How long did
You,
yours take?
you know what? I'll be honest. See, I started running it in the COVID era. So I
Uh,
was working from home. So I had a little bit more time in my hand to do it. I would say the initial book took about 6 to 8 months.
yeah.
And it was just getting the book kind of structured where we want. And then sometimes, like, remember these stories are 30, 40 years ago, right?
Right.
And I'll be talking to some of the bandmates in Jimmy's band, like, hey, did I ever tell you this story? I'm like, no, I didn't know this story. So there's always late minute. I think it was the editing process that took the longest time. You're
Right.
revising it, you take a break from it, go look at it again because you know that like when you read something over and over and it
Right.
looks perfect in your brain, but when you look at it after, it's not correct. So Jimmy was awesome with he helped me. Jimmy, can you just look at it? Give me a neutral set of eyes, and we
Uh,
kind of went back and forth, and then it was just getting it typeset and published. That was kind of another part of the challenge, but we managed to get to that stage,
right.
so I would say if you can dedicate at least a year to it,
Yeah.
it definitely makes it easier. Now with technology that you like, I typed it all out, but
Right.
even for you, Brian, it's to save time. Now you can
Right.
just talk and or write it all out. So at least
Yeah.
that way you just pull your thoughts in and just spend time editing and putting it all together. So I wouldn't doubt that at least if you put a good year into it, at least a couple hours a week on it, you can
Yeah.
definitely get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Absolutely.
Cool. Cool. Jimmy,
Yeah.
what was give me one really highlight from that book that really blows your mind.
You mean about hit the ground running, or do you mean about
The
working with
book, the
Marcus?
book
Or
that
about
came out.
Yeah, sure, sure. Well, there's a lot of stories. It took a lot of looking back and thinking back. I did collect a lot of stuff, a lot of merchandise and artifacts similar to what you do,
Right.
Brian, on Hit the Ground Running. So my mind was refreshed. Plus, I just moved and I had a lot of artifacts still
Uh,
packed in boxes and stuff that I was unloading. And
right.
so he got me at a good time. I was feeling very nostalgic at the time. So yeah, there's a lot of stories. Our time at Nice Productions at the recording studio, recording Sudden Impact. A lot of the celebrities that were stopping in to see us while we were doing that. There was, times down the shore. Of course, the band played down the shore
Right.
when we were in our early 20s, and so that kind of those stories write themselves, right?
Right.
Yeah, a lot of great times. Any stories in particular? No, yeah, I mean, you'd have to read the book. There's just so
Right.
many. If I were to go off, it would take up the whole interview today, Brian. But we could talk about that at another time.
Okay. Yeah. And the price is great. Like he just said, like about $20. I mean, you
Oh
can read,
yeah,
a lot of great information. So hopefully people support that. You
it's a
know.
great book, man. It's a great book. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Cool. Let's get back to Marcus. So tell me a little bit about the members of the band on this album.
Well, for me, I've been playing for a long time, but it's kind of hard with my style of music to find people to work with, right?
Right.
So I started working in re-releases. My passion is finding stuff that's never been released on CD, and I would try to get it a re-release with different labels. And I
Right.
started making a lot of friendships with a lot of different amazing musicians. So um, Jimmy was someone that we like a brotherhood friendship that we grew over the years, and I talked to him about this idea I wanted to do, and I started developing these demo tracks. So when Jimmy wanted to be part of this project, um, I rounded it out with Peter Penhallow, which I worked with him on the Timmy I project, who's an incredible keyboard player.
Mhm.
He got to work with the producer of Yes on many different projects, and Bobby Barth of Axe and so on. So he's an incredible seasoned musician. And then Peppi, Josef Peppi Gebhard was a friend of mine for a long time, and I never realized how an incredible guitar player he was. So I said, you got to be part of this. So that the core group is me, Jimmy, Peter, and Peppi, and we kind of grew from there. And then we invited some guest musicians to appear on some tracks as well, like Markus Pfeffer, who's an awesome,
Right.
amazing guitarist who really added to the album. Rick Mead as well, and many amazing others, John McAfee and John Willoughby, some amazing musicians that added their components to this amazing album. So I've been blessed to know so many awesome people over the years, and having them contribute has been an incredible journey for me. So, but really, the core guys, we're like-minded. We all have something to add, and when a demo track is created, everyone's their own unique spin and element they add to it, but just further enhances the song altogether. So it's been an incredible journey for sure.
Cool. Well, yesterday I was talking to Markus Pfeffer, and which I talked to him often from Barnabas Sky and many other projects. He only has good things to say about both of you guys. You know,
He's a
he
wonderful
he
guy.
loves you guys.
He sure is. Yeah, he's a
You
great
know,
guy.
so
You know
very
what's
cool.
interesting, Brian? Me and him have the same name, but his has a K,
Uh-huh.
and we both have the same birthday.
Yeah, he
So
brought that up too.
yeah, I discovered years ago, like, we had the same birthday all these years, and so I call it Marcus Day. So I said Happy Marcus Day, and we always have a good laugh about that. So yeah, he Marcus is incredible on it. He appears on two tracks on the recent album. He has Crescent Moon and Never Be This Way, and I really love what he did on Crescent Moon. It's an incredible track. You've definitely listened to the album. You can hear it's Marcus. Like, he has a
Right.
signature style and how he does things, and it was so awesome to include him in that album, and him
Plus,
and
he's in
Mead.
the next video too. He appears in the next
Yes,
video too.
Wow. Cool.
That's coming out, I guess, next month. So
yeah,
yeah.
Waiting for You. Yeah, yeah. He was so thrilled to do it, and we were happy we can make it work. I don't know, Brian. It's like in this kind of era we're living in. Jimmy, Peter, Pep, we all live in different places,
Right.
but
Yeah.
yet it feels like we're all in the same studio together when we work on something. So in this day and age, it's pretty incredible. I said, Jimmy, if this was 30 years ago, I have to send you a letter in the mail. You have to send me a tape back. It would take forever.
Oh yeah, would have taken
Yeah,
forever.
so this day and age is pretty incredible. It'd be like midnight, I'll get the guitar track from Peppi, and then in the morning, Jimmy would do his drums, and Peter would do his keys. In the afternoon, it'd be done by the end of the day. So it's
Cool.
pretty cool. So
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
So Marcus and I decided we wanted to do a project much earlier than Mason. Like when things were beginning to slow down with the Hit the Ground Running project, with the reunion, Marcus and I were getting, we were ready to move on to something else, and we had some ideas,
Mhm.
and we tried to produce something before, not Mason, but a similar project,
Right.
bringing in musicians. And we decided then we need players. If we're going to do this, we need players who, I say this a lot, who are
Right.
going to prioritize music in their lives, who are going to be articulate but fast.
Right.
We want a quick turnaround. We don't want to be sitting on tracks for a month or two.
Mhm.
We would like to have tracks within, hopefully a week or something like that.
Right.
it's the
Music,
commitment level, right? It's the
yeah,
commitment level.
yeah, because things will get old and stale, and if you want to keep churning out music, you have to
Right.
have people who are all on the same page. That
Right.
project initially fell through.
Right.
It was not Mason again. It was another thing. We brought on a producer and some other things, and sometimes you have to take these knocks before you come into the right thing, right?
Mhm.
And then Marcus starts sending me these tracks, and they're fantastic, man. And I'm like, Marcus, what are we counting on other people for? We got it right here. We have it right here. We have the nucleus right here. Who do you know? Let's bring some guys in. Let's do this. And he's like, I know this person. And we got it together. We talked a lot about it. And he has the right people, man. And let me tell you something, Brian. People are lining up to work with this young man. I'll tell you what, because he is very talented. And again, he prioritizes music in his life, and he is quite a songwriter. And I think people are beginning to see that more than ever now with this release.
Right.
And from my perspective, I see it, man. And he's doing very, very well, man. So it's great to work with this guy. I'll tell you.
Brian, it's Jimmy's right about prioritizing the music. Jimmy and I, Peppi and Peter, we're the core. We kind of drive it going. But again, not everyone can make 100% commitment, and then where those missing gaps are, we're bringing some other people to help us take us to that next level, right? And you want to have guests in there too, because I feel that they deserve an opportunity to see themselves in another project like Pfeffer. I think he's absolutely fantastic, and I think the world needs to see more of him, and bring all these people in. But Jimmy's right. Not everyone can make a 100% commitment. Some people are just like, hey, I'd love to help on one track. Oh, that's amazing. And I said some people they're just too busy to prioritize in their lives, and unfortunately, there's lots of great players I would have had in this album. It's just they couldn't make it work. And as I said, this core group plus the additional guest musicians all enhance this album in many ways. It's truly awesome experience.
And it's funny because Markus Pfeffer, his interviews are the highest that RockEyez ever got, and Jimmy is right behind him. So it's like you're like brothers,
Yeah, well, I think I said to you before, Brian, we'll probably be working together again soon. And here he is in the next Mason video coming out next month. So, yeah, I mean, it's like a little clique that's beginning to form. And musicians who like to do this kind of thing, work remotely, work across countries and continents, we're all forming together, and we're all beginning to play on one another's albums. Like I would like to have Markus play on my album at some point. I think I think you're going to be seeing more of that. I think musicians who are capable of doing this have their own studios.
Right.
And music is a big part of their lives. You're going to see a lot more of these unions and these collaborations like Mason.
Cool.
I think Brian, this day and age, having your own home studio is instrumental in today's industry. We know the industry is not the same as it used to be, and to make a lot of money on it is even more challenging than it was before. But when you have your own home studio, it changes that whole playing field where you don't have to pay an hourly rate to rent out a space. And being knowledgeable in how to edit, being knowledgeable how to use the equipment and how to professionally master and have the right people to work with all enhances the final product you have. Even Jimmy and I would say today what you can do in a home studio is incredible in comparison to 30, 40 years ago, what people had back then, right? And it's instrumental in collaborating today. So
well, now Seconds to Impact, I've been reading reviews and amazing, right? Other countries like hearing it and stuff. I got Viva AOR at 90% positive. Metal Temple, 9 out of 10. I mean, it's worldwide now. All your reviews are amazing. Are you happy?
I can't be more happier. I'll be honest, this has been a really amazing journey for me. And, I did the first album, I Can't Wait. That was my foot in the door. And I took the reviews and comments people had to say and made it better. And, people, again, everyone has an opinion, everyone has a perspective, but you got to take that with a grain of salt and say, okay, how can I go to the next level? And I feel Seconds Impact takes us to this next level in production, songwriting, musicianship, all across the board. I'm so happy people love this album. And you know what? To get that rating reviews and then get that kind of perspective on it has been quite humbling experience for me. So it's truly awesome.
Cool. How'd you hook up with the Onion?
I've known him for a long time. Believe it or not, years ago, I tried to get Hit the Ground Running's. I helped them re-release their first album with AOR Heaven. Okay. And I was in discussions with them, and we decided to go with AOR Heaven at the time. But Eonian did distribute the North American copies. So we did do some work with them. I just kept in touch with them over the years. And when we decided, we wanted to move to a bigger label itself, I contacted Eonian, and they were ecstatic to work with us. And it's been an awesome experience. Ryan and Steven are incredible guys, and they really believe in this product, and that's the kind of relationship I like to have with them. And they believe, they promote it, and it's been an incredible experience.
Cool, cool. Jimmy, how much did you contribute to this new album?
All the drum tracks.
Okay,
And
cool.
so, of course, some ideas. Marcus and I bounce some ideas off of one another. But I mean, I'm not going to take credit for that. Marcus has done a great job with all the songwriting, the production. I just pitch in some ideas, and sometimes he uses them, sometimes he doesn't, and that's okay, because again, it's his project, and 9 times out of 10 he has made the right decisions on everything. So I'm very, very happy and content to just kind of play drums on this out. It's a fun songs to play. It gives me freedom to play basically what I want. So it's my own contribution to the production. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Is there any personal favorite of yours on this album?
Mine? Yeah. Well, yeah. There's several. I love Hard to Tame. I love the singles basically. All I Ever Wanted. All I Ever Wanted is great.
Right.
And yeah. I mean, I have favorites on both the albums, and yeah, great stuff,
Brian. On this album, one of my favorite songs is the 3rd single we're gonna have come out, which is called "Waiting for You,"
which
and
is my favorite song.
You like that one too?
That's my
awesome.
favorite track. Yep.
But you know what? That song came really late in the writing sessions. Like, I started writing this album probably around May last year. Started the ideas over the summer, and then around March, February, I just came up with this riff, and then the lyrics kind of came to me, and that came a little bit late. That was the last song we put in. And it's, again, one of those late additions, like, oh, we have to put this on the album. It has to be on the album.
Brian, I'm working on my album, and he calls me, goes, I got another song. I'm like, all right, let's do it. You know what I mean? So I stopped my stuff, and I knocked out that drum track for him, and I loved it, man. As soon as he played it for me, man, I'm like, what an awesome tune,
Brian, that some of the greatest songs happen by accident, and that song there, the chorus on it, I couldn't figure it out. Sometimes when I write something, I'll let it sit for a bit, and the melody will come. You know how it comes. And I was literally cooking breakfast in the morning, went, I got it. And I just ran back upstairs, and I put a bass chorus down so I didn't forget it. And then I fixed it all later, redid it all. But yeah, that was sometimes it just comes to you by accident. You just gotta do it before you forget. So
right, yeah. Another favorite track of mine is All I Ever Wanted. I like that song because it brought me back to like the 70s. I'm not old, but it had that vibe of like, where music was so different what it is today. You had 5 members doing choruses and background vocals together, and it was like harmony. That song brought me back to that day, and I really enjoyed that track too.
I love that track. It's a lot of people have said it's very simple but effective, and I have to agree with them. There's not, like, we didn't do anything crazy with backup vocals. It's just very, very simple song. We had the core song put together, and it was very, very nice. But I have to credit Peppi's guitar work on that track alone.
Right.
When he sent me his idea, I'm like, Peppi, this is amazing. Finish that. It's awesome. And it was the perfect fit with the whole song.
Right.
We had some other parts of the song, like, I credit Jimmy for that. We had kind of like just before the solo, I had something that I wanted to do some guitar, and Jimmy's like, maybe we can do something vocally here, and it further added to the track as well. So we had some really cool ideas that as a team, we further made the track better. But yeah, that song has a really cool theme. Like, when I put the guitar work together, the lyrics kind of came to my head, and then I started putting it all together how I wanted. It's about family. It's about struggle. It's about growing up. It's about what family goes through. You know what I mean? And it is a perfect song that fits with the mood and the feel. So I absolutely love that track.
And Brian, young Marcus makes an appearance in that video. I don't know if you realize it or not.
And old VHS footage.
Yeah, it's all family pictures and family video and stuff, and other family members too in his video, which I thought was a great touch.
I shot that at a studio. It was like a photography studio. It was actually around in my neighborhood, and they had these old televisions in the back. I said, "Can I use these?" And I said, "Yeah, no problem." They don't work. I said,
Right.
"Do they just show the blue screen?" Like, perfect. So I stacked all the televisions, and I wanted something kind of retro in the background.
Right.
And that's what I used that to put all the video clips in the background while I'm singing and stuff. It worked out perfectly. You couldn't pick any way. Those TVs were on their last legs. Like I had to turn them on a couple times to get them going. And then once they went on, they stayed on for a bit and then they would just shut off randomly, but they worked just enough to make it all work.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
it
Cool.
turned out great. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Do you consider this a studio project or a touring band?
Uh, to be honest, I think it's a little bit of a mix and a studio project where we're in different places.
Right.
Absolutely. But if we have the opportunity to play live, I would love to do it. We all are people that have live experience. We all have people with that can do it. It's just you need the right opportunity, right? And if the right opportunity comes to mind, it's definitely we're gonna chat about it. And if different members can't be there, then we'll find other people to be part of the project. But as I said, it's definitely something that we would love to do. And again, right place, right time. So.
Cool. Cool. Have you already planned on the next album?
Um, well, we're already writing tracks.
Uh-huh.
As I said, I'm keeping that momentum, that creative groove going.
Right.
I started writing new tracks around May again. So while the other one's done, I started working on other ideas and taking my time. You never want to rush the process, but I'm anticipating by the end of the year we'll have a third one all ready to go. And as he said, sometimes the greatest songs will come to you, and we have probably about 13, 14 songs kind of in demo form right now, and we're just going through them one by one. Jimmy has his own projects too as well, so it's good to have room ahead that runway so we don't rush it as we go along. But I'm really looking forward to the next one after the continued momentum. It'll be really fun. So
Cool.
yeah.
There will be a third, and it is pre-production basically. So that's where we're at now for next year.
Cool. And Jimmy, he just released his latest album, Flesh and Fire. And are you working on new material too?
I sure am. Yeah, we're talking about a fall release already, Brian.
Cool.
Yeah, for it'd be another EP. So
Right.
I don't want to give anything away, but it's going to be a hauntingly good time. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And yeah, I'm actually finishing up some tracks, and I will be collaborating with also a very popular German band who are going to be collaborating on a song. So again, I don't want to give much away because nothing's been announced, but we're looking at a fall release.
Cool, cool. Independently, or you looking for a label?
Oh no, NRT and on NRT Records.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, that's what Flesh and Fire's on. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, Markus, what does the future look like to you with this album? What are your hopes?
I just, you know what, I'm, triple platinum will sound great. You know what I mean? Double platinum. I'm not asking for much. No, you know what, you know, right now it's been quite a blur so far, but I'll be honest, the people the see people that appreciate and love it for what it is and that listen to it has been an incredible humbling experience for me. I would love it to lead on to other, the third album, of course, but to see it do well and to find a place in people's libraries and their car and their home is an incredible humbling experience. So for me, that's been awesome. I'm looking forward, to seeing the album in other places in the world, in Europe and Japan, of course, and seeing other fans enjoy it. Yeah, as I said at my wish list, I would love to have a Japanese version of the album with the traditional bonus track on and stuff. So you
Right.
never know what can happen in the future, but I'm looking forward just enjoying the ride. So it's been an incredible experience.
So, Jimmy, how much of a difference is music today compared to hit the ground running times?
Well, if we're talking about Mason music, it's very similar.
Right.
More than you'd realize, actually. It's very, the patterns of the songs and the productions are very similar to Hit the Ground Running. But in general, the whole industry is completely different, as we know. The music industry has taken a lot of twists and turns since Hit the Ground Running days. But the music itself, I don't know if music for us ever changes with these genres. I mean, they're always going to be, similar unless someone comes out with something completely off the wall. These are very similar to Hit the Ground Running. Mason is.
Cool, cool. Do you feel like tribute or cover bands are hurting original bands live?
Boy, did you ask the right question to the right person on this one. No, I really don't think so. But it is a whole different breed of I have to say, musicians. It's a whole different breed of industry.
Right,
Cover bands and tribute bands are doing very, very well right now.
right,
And of course, and that's fantastic. There's a lot of nostalgia out there right now, and so rightfully so. Um, but I think there's always going to be artists recording and
uh,
putting out records, and I think therein lies the difference. You got to have you have a lot of tribute bands who have their own projects,
right.
who are artists in their own right. But I think that there is a wedge, and I do think everybody's off doing their own thing right now,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is great.
Cool. Cool. And what's your feelings on that, Marcus?
I think tribute bands have an important place. For example, like a band like Kiss retires,
Mhm.
okay? How is someone ever going to experience that ever again, right? And I think people always clamor to the original. Oh, the original's so good. But again, members die. Ozzy Osbourne passing recently. As I said, Van Halen, we got David Lee Roth trying his best. But again, the experience a lot of these great bands is through the tribute acts. And I find a lot of these bands do an incredible job being like these musicians, imitating them in every possible element. I give them huge credit to that because to model yourself to be like them is incredibly challenging, right? So I think there is a place for it. Where I live, they always have these festivals in our neighborhood and they have these different tribute bands. So, you see like a Bruce Springsteen tribute band and a Rolling Stones tribute band. And as I said, I think it's a great celebration of their music. Absolutely. So as I said, there's a place for it. And I think there's still a strong amount of people that enjoy it and they bring huge crowds. Everyone I've gone to, at least 500, 600,000 people at each one. So it's been quite amazing. So
Yeah, cool. When you handed in your album, Marcus, to Aeonian, did they give you any feedback right away? Anything they say?
they absolutely loved it. I was, I'm not expecting much. You know what I mean? I'm always expecting, some labels when you submit it, they don't reply back. That's usually is. They don't reply back. Some tell you, oh, they're not interested. But again, when I got the feedback from they absolutely loved the album, I knew it was the right group to work with, and they really believed in your product. I always find you don't want to work with a label that's kind of tiptoeing on it, doesn't know what to do with it. You want to work with someone that really loves what you're doing and is going to advocate for you. And I thought they were the excellent fit to work with. A little bit about me. Some of my first albums I purchased on CD from that label was probably almost like 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
So I bought Pistol Dawn. I still remember that album. I thought it was incredible. And it's just full circle for me to be working with them is an incredible moment for me too. So they've been a great partner in that process, and I really enjoy working with them.
Cool, cool. Well, you guys, congratulations, both of you, on the new albums and stuff. Jimmy Katone, Flesh and Fire. Where can people pick it up? Check out your music and stuff like that. You have an email or a website where they could get your
Sure,
e-
sure. Flesh and Fire is available at katone.bandcamp.com. And for all other information, go to my link tree at Linktree Katone Official. Everything's right there.
Cool. And Marcus, the new Mason album, Seconds to Impact. Where can people pick it up besides Aeonian, which comes out September 1st? So make sure you support that and check out the video, which is pretty cool. I think it's black and white, right? The video?
Well, all I ever want is black and white,
Yeah.
and
Hard to tame.
Hard to Tame is also black and white as well. We made both in black and white.
I
Don't
like
worry, waiting for you will be in color. That'll be a different
I
one.
like the
So,
black and white. Black
So
and
do
white.
the
I.
black and white has a style to it. I like the effect on it. But yeah, it's going to be announced very soon. All the different stores are going to offer it. On Aeonian Records website, it has a series of links you can click on. So there is some more regional market stores that you can purchase directly. We all know that shipping is expensive. So if you go on their website, they list like in different countries, Spain, Australia, Germany, and so on, all the different stores that offer it. And then they'll be announcing more stores you can buy it from soon. But it will be available worldwide in all different places, which is
And
awesome.
Brian, I know you're a big fan of vinyl.
Uh-huh.
And so we're looking into that as well for this album.
Cool. Great. Excellent. Cool. Well, Jimmy, would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in and for putting Mason and Katone in the top 20 of Rockin' You All Night Radio. I have to give a shout out to Ryan Whitting and Rockin' You All Night Radio. And of course, thank you everyone for being such fantastic fans, all your likes, all your comments, all your follows. Thank you.
Cool. And Markus, would you like to say anything?
Just thank you for all the support. It's incredible the amount of positive feedback I'm getting, and you get ready for the next single and the release. Buckle up. It's gonna be one heck of a ride in the next couple weeks ahead. I'm looking forward to riding it with you.
Cool. Thank both of you guys. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us, Brian. Appreciate
Talk
it,
to you
brother.
Thanks,
later.
Brian. Thank you, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you, bud.